Well, good morning. I know y'all can get that neck brace put on because you're just going, what? He's getting started before 10 a.m. in the central U.S. time? What's going on? Is he sick? Anyway, folks, welcome aboard Flying with Mike. We're going to try, like the top says, to get both flights in today, one in Europe, one in Africa. And if for those trying to figure out where Eswatini is, I have no idea. Honestly, I never heard of this place, and it's fun that the tour has that for us when we get to that. But to this flight, we are flying IT Aero. IT Aero is the call sign for IT Airways. Pretty cool, I think. So, It Aero. I would love to hear this over the radio just to make sure I'm saying it right. But anyway, we're sitting on the ground. Hey, where we left off with the Amazing Race Tour, we're doing our own in-house, uh, kind of recapping the amazing race that aired this year. We're getting into the latter legs. Now, this flight actually went by plane, by train, then by car. Kind of a reverse of planes, trains, and automobiles. But anyway, it also featured them having to drive sticks. Some of them. They had whoever got there, whatever came to them. So it was kind of neat to watch, because let's be honest, this generation hasn't got a clue if you put a stick in between the console there, how to shift it with a clutch. Good morning, Level Flight Simulation. Welcome, welcome. LinkedIn from Duluth's Discord. Thank you, sir. We appreciate the chat. But yeah, so that's what we have a little tour we've set up, and we fly it. And what it's for is basically to help me when my mind. Oh, and Level Flight Simulation. Thanks for the follow. We sure appreciate that. We kind of get into where we are in a funk and can't figure out what would we've been in the 25 plus years of in the flight sim industry I've been, and I try not to repeat too often routes, especially on stream, because I think y'all are loving to see the new places. And if you're like me, kind of read up a little bit on them. Well, in this case, we're flying the Amazing Race. We started, now they started in Los Angeles this year, went to Hong Kong. Then in Hong Kong, did some things before their next big move to another city. What the Amazing Race is, it's a TV show here in the US. I do not know if it's abroad. I would hope since we have streaming services now, but I don't know. And uh, 12, 13, 14, 15 teams of two now race around the world. Um, and they're pre-designated routes, but they're getting back to some of the old, not a lot of the old, where they can haggle for flights. So anyway, they went from LA to Hong Kong. From Hong Kong, they went up to Osaka and worked a couple little towns right by Osaka, doing challenges. Then from Osaka, they went to Bali, Indonesia. Again, couple of, I think, 2 weeks they were there. And, well, on TV. In real life, maybe a day, maybe two. I don't know. Um, that I've never participated in, so I couldn't tell you how that part works. But in Bali, they did some challenges, and then it was off to Dubai. And that was actually pretty interesting. Of course, they really showed off the fact that not much, in my lifetime, that major metropolis was a desert when I was first born. And today it's this megalopolis. I mean, just mega city. But you don't get much further than the airports. You're out in the desert. So it's really interesting to see. what the princes have done, let alone what they've done out into the Persian Gulf. That's even more amazing and astonishing. But from there, they went up to a place they hadn't been in all of the years. I think 25 was this season, 26. Or no, might even been in it's been on for a long time. They'd never been to Belgrade. So they were up in Belgrade, Sofia. That's where we started this leg into Naples. And then in Belgrade, they did some things, and here in uh, Naples, they did a few things. Then it was on to Strasbourg, and that's where we're headed. Now, like I said, the little twist between the show and here is the show went via Frankfurt, then by train to Strasbourg. Welcome to Europe. Train is huge over here. And then from Strasbourg, oh, we won't give that away till we go. So they had another leg. There's two more legs after this, the one after, but I will tell you it finals in Miami. So, and basically, like I said, they race around the world. Sometimes hemispherically, they'll kind of drop into the southern hemisphere, come up back into the northern, working it that way. Lately, they've kind of stayed in the northern half. Although I think last year they may have done a lot in Brazil. But anyway, um, they had some really good shows where they were in South America. Um, in Bolivia, I believe it was, in the high altitude cities. Now, we can all say, oh, I live in a high altitude city. I live in Denver. Well, I live in St. Louis. It's not very high altitude. Denver is 3/4 of the height lower than El Alto, Bolivia. Bolivia, El Alto is 13,000 feet above the sea level. That's almost 2.5 miles, folks. And 100,000 people minimum live in that area. Minimum. That's what Wiki reports. And we all know how authoritative Wiki can be. The runway is 13,000 feet long. So these people live in a very high altitude. So you bring us low lifes, so to speak, up to that level. Try doing strenuous work. You guys that go from St. Louis to Denver know what that's like, just going 5,000 feet up versus 13,000. Most aircraft are required to be on oxygen at that level. So, yeah, it definitely has been an interesting series to watch. And if you get the chance, watch the older ones, especially in the southern parts of South America. I don't know if they've done anything up in the Himalayan, um, Manchuan area of China, where they've got some serious altitude too. So they are really interesting. But anyway, I babble on. Let's get going. We're boarding ITA. It Arrow here in Naples. We're headed for Strasbourg. But like I said, you get a chance, check that out. CBS is the network here. I don't know which one they stream on. But I just, really am intrigued with the traveling. The challenges, they'd kill me in the first one. So, but the getting from point A to point B, especially when they give them the option and give them the money to find different ways from point A to point B, that's when it gets interesting. Because that's when people learn sometimes going direct is not the fastest way. So, all right, we're going direct. Like I said, this episode, they went via Frankfurt, hop trains, headed to France. Here, we're headed direct. So, let's get after it, shall we? Get up top here, check our stuff out. Not a lot. Check that because you can see how long it takes. All right, do a light check here real quick. Not the emergency lights. Let's do the actual light bulb check. Okay, and okay. Fuel pumps are off, and all right, let's check down here. We're fueled 15. All right, we're going to go ahead, kick over the APU, and then get the rest of this going. I hope yesterday's stream, which is now available on YouTube, you all enjoyed. If you missed it, check it out on YouTube. It was fun. Still a lot to go with learning that LTN system. But the 747, although it threw us a curveball there and pushback, killing the APU, I have no idea what caused that, still to this day. But the APU died on us. If Mr. Fearless is being a little having fun like the FJS folks do with the 727 and me, maybe he's popping a failure at me that I'm not catching. So, because I don't have failures turned on. Nope, got to get rid of that message. Clear. Come up and start. All right, let's continue on. Get down here. Spoilers are down, flaps are up. Masters 1 and 2 are off. Mode select normal. We're on good with the with the transponder. Pushing up here looks good. Gear down 3 green. Push up further. And probe heats off. APU bleed should be catching up with us here shortly. And that's when we will begin our pre-brief of what the flight looks like, because it's actually gonna be an interesting one to say the least. There we go. APU's available. Bleed on. Okay, packs are up. Cool things off a little. Let's actually check that. Conditioning. Oh yeah, let's get that cooling down. And as you can see, we have doors open. I'm going to open more, get the caterers in. All right, and as we look at the pretty blue shiny aircraft on the ramp, I'm also going to sneak a peek back here. Does it say what stand? 14. Okay. All right, so while they're doing that, let me bring Sim Toolkit up. I meant to get rid of that. I always say that and forget. All right, so you can see currently we're pretty much ATC free. We're headed up to where all of this lovely weather is. Yeah. Played in it yesterday. Why not play in it today? So, all right, today's loadout real quick, 33,660 pounds, 153 people make that up. And each one of them will swear to that number. 15,772 pounds of fuel. I think we're actually at 16. We'll double check. We're going to take off runway 24, land planned 23, and here's our route. And for those of you who can see the chat box, there you have it. Okay, cost index 30, and start off at 37, and then we'll at UNIMI switch to 38,000. TEDGO we drop to 24. So we'll see how all of that transpires en route weather-wise. Here in south of Italy, winds are 220 at 11 and a balmy, lovely 84 degrees. A little elevated dew point, not bad. So it's just a beautiful day here in the boot. Again, 220 at 11 and just a few clouds to bug us through 4,000 feet. Nothing significant, unlike our counterpart. Our arrival point, while albeit winds are 250 at 11, it is just barely under 70 degrees Fahrenheit, 21 degrees Celsius. Dew points are relatively moist a little bit. It's hard to call that one. But we have a few clouds at 3,900. Cool. Broken 9,200. So there's our ceiling. We're cool right now. We don't have to worry about auto landing or anything like that. And another broken layer at 16. We'll have to keep an eyeball, though, on the weather because there are storms, as you can see, just on the fringe of the box, all over the place. And it even says towering cumulus. And tempo meaning upcoming between, wait a minute here, 21. What? That's our temperature. Still 280 at 15, 4,000 thunder showers. So we could see visibility dropping. Okay, that's all. I don't like tempos because they don't give you a time frame to be thinking, unless that's what could be becoming. All right, so there you have it. We're on VATSIM stand 14. What do you say we get up here and start the show up here? First off, nav on bat works. And what that's meaning is that so long as this light comes on, if we lose our generators, we'll be able to still get guidance from where we are because our IRS will be showing it correctly. If it didn't, then we are going to wait till maintenance says we're okay. And it does give us 3 on bats. Okay, so from there we've got our lights set. Seat belts will keep off for now. No smoking because of the fueling, and we're good to go. Dropping on down. Okay, so we loaded the plane. Let me just go ahead and close that out. Let's take a look at the EFB real quick. There's our 153. We did put 16,000 on, and we got 15,009, so we're good there. We'll eventually get to the right screen. 200 pounds of people's luggage, and so everything looks good here on the weight and balance. Let's get over here, start in on the ever popular McDo. Okay, coming up here Saturday-ish, we'll have an update of correction. The 9th, that will be tomorrow? Wednesday. So sometime on Wednesday, Thursday time frame, be looking for emails saying the Navcraft data has updated. If you're into keeping it up to date. I'm one that is. One prior to 2020, and I don't know exactly when this started, the simulator itself could not be updated without a major update for the sim. Now the nav data inside the simulator can be updated, as well as the FMCs, which have gone back to, holy man, 2002, 2004 flight sim. So that is why I keep it all up to date. Back then, yeah, here, there, I'd update my FMC because it still didn't matter. Your airports weren't updating. Now, everything updates. So I find that just phenomenal how Simulator World has, really taken to a more realistic than it was or was able to be back then. To that end, I'm going to switch to plan here, draw this down to 40. All right, so we verified this is good. We're on the Pratts. And we're going to go to the init page. Now, if you've tied your simulator or your, what the heck do they call that thing again? Where are you? Your ISCS, Integrated Simulation Control Software, ISCS, which is basically what you looked at over there, to your SimBrief account. All you got to do is click init request. If you haven't, fill out the page. That's a real nice thing. Also, I would show you how to do it, but I would rather you read how to do it because there are some things that you, the user, may want that I don't. Okay, so that's why I tell you. The same with the Hoppy. Again, all of it, is your preference. Hoppy is how the ACARS system works. However, ACARS is not as usable as many would like, but it is usable with American Virtual and those airlines, or Virtual American, to get gate assignments, to talk to ATC, and just on I have only connected twice to ATC, and they were very well. The Italia guy was fantastic. Let me know, just go ahead, disconnect completely because there are no more. So, but yeah, they are out there that use it. Okay, so you can see it's filled in. We're going to go to the init page. I'm going to bring in charts. Okay, and let's get rid of that. And you can see Rome. Oh, do we have something here in? No, we do not. I should have looked a little easier. My bad. If you see a departure or arrival button here, check to see if you have ATC, because they put an ATIS out. Otherwise, you don't get it everywhere else but the U.S. and territories that use DATIS. I wish we could figure out how to do that, but I don't know. Again, real quick, here's our METAR 210 at 10, and that is 20 minutes old. Okay, what we're here for, though, is the taxi page, and I think we're on aprons 1. There we are, 14. Oh, I misread. Where are the chords? Oh, here they are. All right, we're on 14, so we're looking at 52.7. So north 40, 52.7. Cool. East 14.17.0. Click over here. And those that watched yesterday are a little familiar. We had to actually enter by pushing numbers. You can see here it's a little easier. Okay, East 014. Let me find my gate 14, 17.0. Perfect. Align. Confirm. And we're back here. Go ahead, go to wind. And boom. All right, now you could do this by going to the menu at wait a minute. I think I went the wrong way. Data, ACARS. There we go. One more, functions. And you could have done them here. All right, but we've got our wind uplink. We've got the cost index today was, let's see if I got, this one's the hard one. Yeah, it's the hard one. Okay, hang on. Let me get rid of it. Doink. $30.39. Yeah, we'll stick with it. Okay. All right. Now, let's get in here and check our flight plan. Oh, wait. Let's go back to init, go to the EFB, check our weights. Okay, currently we're 131.4. That looks good. 29. Oh, we're not good there. So the easy way is just put 29.4. For the zero fuel weight CG, look for it there and click. We are running 16 on the fuel. That's going to adjust some things, and then we're good here. Oh, no, we want here next. All right, now go to flight plan. And I'm going to bring charts in. Okay, we are planning to depart, as we've said, 2-4. So click LIRN. Those of you that know this, great. Those of you that fly the MD-11, I hope you're learning and seeing something very similar. ALAX, ALAX, 1N, perfect. And I don't believe we have a transition. Okay, IRS just updated. And let's take a look at that departure real close. Okay, so we're headed out to ART. So at 900 feet, we start making our turn. I'm not sure where DIR 24 is, but anyway, we'll follow this to RN 612, 615, Vol2, and T. Okay, from T, everything's looking good to ALAX 1N. Okay, ALAXI 1N. Perfect. Oh, I clicked I sure did. My bad. Clicked really bad the wrong X. Closed the program out. All right, so from Alex, let me make sure. Yeah, we're still on. To TINIX. Oh, INSOX TINIX. And then it's a long run to UNIME. Remember, this is where we step to 38 KPT, which, by the way, is, I believe, I think that's close to, no, it's not. Never mind. I was thinking it was close to Ramstein. Okay, Kundo, TEDGO. Herbie, DENEL, and LUPEN. And then we're going to find another discontinuity, same thing, except we're doing arrivals. Oh, excuse me, my nose has just not been happy. And I know most of you go, it never is happy. True. All right, so we're going to select, I think we'll do the, well, let me take a look before I say what we're. Okay, so let me see here. What are we doing? All right, when you've got that question, pull up the chart. What the? Okay, 11A. Okay, so we're going to need a chart. All right, hang on. We got to get in here and see what's going on here. All right, so this is what I'm wanting to fly. As well as that one. Okay. Let's go back here and see how we're going to put this in here. All right, so we're at LUPEN. Welcome to the fun of sometimes trying to figure these out. Loop 6 Victor. GTO and Berg. I don't see Berg on here. Oh, these are Vias. Oh. All right, we somehow made it work. All right, so what we had to do, LUPEN to Strasbourg. Okay, then we're going up here to Severine. And then we're coming around here. We just kept it, you know, with what we see. Then we're going to hit the ILS and bring it on home. Okay, so that all worked out. Now, let's just finish it out real quick. Missed approach will go, I think, am I seeing this right? Straight ahead, VOR to right, intercept, climb, and go out until they tell you to turn around, come back. Okay, that works. And then if we have to go to our alternate, it is LFOG, I believe. Okay, my bad. Okay. All right. So we have the flight plan loaded. Okay. And beg your pardon, I'll be right back. All right. Well, sorry. Oh, wait a minute. Something came in. All right. So the tower did come up here. All right. Sorry, folks. I had to make a dash for the restroom. All right. So 118.5. We'll get that down in standby. Oh, that's 6. That will not get us on his frequency. All right, when we're ready, we'll let him know. All right, where did we leave off with? We got our flight plan set. Now let's move on to the RadNav. That looks good. Everything's in place. Performance. I love this page. Why? Because we have a takeoff predictor here. Well, that was weird. Okay. Perf. 24. 227. That sounds pretty close. Oh, he didn't put an ATIS, so. And we'll go with that. 29. And altimeter 1010. All right, takeoff weight. Let's verify that. I've actually had it where it's been off. 46. Okay, that's good. 296 flex. We're on an 8,600-foot runway. Let's see what flexing will do. Okay, now let's see what flexing with flaps 2 will do. Okay, I think that's what I'm going to go with. I know you're going, Captain, there's only 1,100 feet if you have to hit it. That's if I use V1 at 136. If I back it down to 114, I have 4,400. So anywhere between there should pull that number this way. And of course, I would go with what dispatch would give me if they were here. Okay. In the chat, I'm going to put a link to help you with a little more information on this page. And if you go to that chart, type in the ICAO, especially in Europe. US, you may find them just some of the really big airports. And some of them that you think are really big, well, Black Box hasn't gotten to them or probably won't. But in Europe, there's a good chance you're going to run across. What it's going to give you when we go here to transfer will be your thrust reduction, acceleration, and engine out. I believe these are altitudes. Yeah, they're altitudes. Okay, but first let's do the uplink. 1010, we got a wind, we said 227, diagonal 8. Dry runway. I'll go ahead and put flaps 2 in here because it won't when we do the request. And we'll see how close to what we have on the predictor over here. Hello, computer. There it is. Received. Clear. This is if we go TOGA, takeoff go around mode, full power. We now want to click flex. All right, our flex number, well, they've given us a little higher now. So I guess because our temperature probably was different. But anyway, 69 was over here, 71 here, 137, 137, 139. Insert it. Okay. Now, we first off said we need to probably look like 130. I'm going to go 129 for V1. Unfortunately, you can't see on the map where that would be. But obviously, if 136 is up here, then down, and 114 down here, it's going to be somewhere up in here. And to put in black boxes numbers for 1800 and backslash 3400. Let's go ahead and put that in first. 3400, right? Yes. Okay. Clicking it. There we go. Engine out is 1800. All right. So we've made the corrections. We're up and ready to go. Are you ready to go? We got just a couple more things to set up here. First off, up here, I'm going to come off the ground power. ISCS, ground service. And let's stick our nose outside and watch the animations work. Not bad for driverless trucks, huh? Okay, and the GPU is disconnected as well. And we'll get rid of the back staircase. And prepare to, oh, we've actually picked up traffic here. How about, uh-oh. Oh, for a second, I thought they were taxiing for runway 6. I'm like, what? With winds like this, what are we doing? All right, and we're going to finish up the checklist now and then get ready to go. Okay, so now the seatbelt sign can go on. Okay, emergency lights, landing elevation is 12 o'clock, auto. Pack flows are set, fuel pumps coming on. And we've done the engine fire. Radios are checked and ready. We're through the performance. Go down. Oop. Sorry, got used to the 7.4 too much. Landing constraints, landing constraints. Speed, heading set, and this departure. Do we have an initial? No, we don't. So we'll get that from him. Tower 118.5. Okay, I think we're ready, but we are going to move it to at least 5,000. And I think clear that. And here we go. Switches are all up. We need the transponder and the beacon to be able to push back. All right, so we're ready to talk to them. Always make sure the call button's lit, or at least on mine I have to. Naples Tower, IT Aero 1572, spot 14. Request clearance to Strasbourg today as filed.
Tunnel 1572 Tower, cleared to destination via ALAXI 7 Juliet departure, runway 24, initially 6000, set squawk 1000.
Okay, IT Aero 1572 cleared. ALAXI 1 November, departing 24-6000 initially, and we'll put 1000 in the box, and we're ready to push.
Int'l 1572, standard departure, ALAXI 7 Juliet. Push start is approved, facing
7.
east. Correction, facing west.
Okay, we'll push facing west, and you said the ALAXI 7 Juliet.
Affirm, Int'l 1572 is back correct. FedEx 405, stand for, correction, 54 via Tango Sierra.
54 by Tango Sierra, FedEx 405. Naples Tower, Alpine 58 Juliet, Zulu radio set.
Okay, we got to do a quick change here.
Tower Lower Radio 5.
Thank you, Naples Tower. Good evening, Alpine 58 Juliet, Zulu type A320, requesting IFR clearance to Olbia.
Okay, so we've got that change, Gemma. RN 605, Woohoo. Then up to T, Woohoo to T, and then on those filed. Okay, make sure, good. I think we'll keep the same numbers, so let's.
Alpine 58 Juliet Zulu, back correct. Push start is approved.
That's for Alpine 58 Juliet Zulu.
All right, wasn't expecting that one, obviously. Okay, so you saw how to make that change. It's not normally hard to do, but they happen. Now, from my stand, who's pushing? He said something about face west. Okay, so first thing, let's get ACARS running. Okay. And just want to confirm. Perfect. All right, and we'll go here. All right, let's get that beacon on and get the best pushback in the world going from Better Pushback.
Ground to cockpit, please show me where you want to go. Ground to cockpit, tow is driving up.
Okay, everything's set up there. Transponder set. Exponder and radar is ready when needed.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect.
Let's head over here, kill the chocks. Okay, now if you keep everything in auto, minus the right side and the back door, you're going to find when you land, they'll start showing up. Now, I'm going to keep it set this way and try and park outside a jetway because I really like here. We were supposed to see jetways over on those piers where, what is that, Lufthansa is?
And bypass pin inserted.
There
Release
aren't.
parking brake.
Okay, here we go. Brakes off.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Okay, it looks like we got a light off. And since we were sightseeing, we missed the avail. So we're going to crank up the other engine.
Operation complete. Set parking brake. Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Okay, getting number 1 lit. Okay, let's disconnect. Start the timer. And let's get going here. All right, so APU bleed going off.
is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal will be on the left. We'll see you next time. Have a safe flight.
Okay, so up 3. Okay. Okay, while we're here, okay, we're ready here. All right, moving on down, get back up top here, shut that APU off. And arm slides, nose wheel, elapsed time. Okay, lights on.
Airline 58 Juliet Zulu, set squawk Charlie, taxi to holding point Golf runway 24 via Quebec, Romeo and Tango Sierra, QNH 1010.
Taxiing to holding point Golf Sierra for Quebec, Romeo and Tango Sierra and for Alpine 58 Juliet Zulu.
Okay, I think everything's ready to go, chronos. Okay, we'll get those while we taxi. And Naples Tower, IT Aero 1572, ready to taxi for 24.
Itaro 1572, giving way to traffic from left taxi to holding point Golf runway 24 via right Romeo and Tango Sierra, QNH 1010.
Okay, we'll give way to the aircraft ahead of us. We'll taxi to the holding port Gulf at runway 24 via Romeo, right turn onto Romeo to Tango Sierra 1010 on the altimeter. Got that one. Here we go.
Airline 58 Juliet Zulu, set squawk mode Charlie, please.
Local public
All right, and I have brought up Discord for the flight and the upcoming one as well for those here on Twitch. So I hope you take advantage if you'd like to chat. Flew a great FedEx event flight. Whoa, 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 easy there, easy. On Wednesday, bunch of great people have been, I've been with that airline for quite a while, and that was a really good event. poor ground guy in Indy, just way overwhelmed. I don't think I sometimes I think some people, including myself, forget a lot of people can show up for these, and they didn't fail them that day. Wow. But it was great, and we talked a lot. X-plane, we talked flight sim. It was fun, and we talked FedEx, of course. All right, let's get our takeoff checks done. So when we get down there, we can line up and wait. Worst case scenario, or we get called for takeoff. Engine mode is going to be, hang on, let's get this thing, there we go. Let's bring it back to normal. Reset, there we go. And,
Ciao, FedEx 405 Estelle 5 for request clearance to Fiumicino.
FedEx 405, I will call you back soon. Stand by. Alpine 58 Juliet Zulu, runway 24, cleared for takeoff, wind 21010 knots.
Clear for takeoff 124 Alpine 58 Juliet. Thank you.
FedEx 405 cleared to Fiumicino via C Pro 7 Juliet departure. Runway 24, initially 6000, set squawk 1215.
Clear to Fiumicino, C Pro 7 Juliet departure, run 24, initially 6000, squawk 1215, FedEx 405.
FedEx 405, lead back correct. Push and start is approved, facing east.
Push and approved, face east, FedEx 405.
Inter of 1572 after departing preceding aircraft, runway 24, line up and wait after.
IT Aero will line up and wait after the traffic on the runway.
Alpine 58 Juliet Zulu identified, leaving my space, Unicom 228 is here.
Q8, Alpine 58 Juliet Express Cyrus, goodbye.
Okay, auto brakes, max. Engine mode set, turn off lights, all lights on, we're ready to go. Remember, flex. Flex at 71 degrees, speeds 129, 137, 139. If
Itaro 157224, cleared for takeoff, wind 21010 knots.
at Arrow 1572, clear for takeoff 24. Brakes off. $50. Flex. SRS and runway armed. I'm sorry, correction, active. 80 knots. B1. Rotate. Gear up.
Guitarro 1572, identify, leaving my space, Unicom 228, see ya.
Guitarro 1572 over to Unicom. We're through 700 for altitude. Have a great day. Okay, we're in climb mode. Up, up, up and away in my beautiful balloon.
Tireless runway 24.
Continue Panzer 1 Alpha, descent flight level 100 and expect ILS 24 United 964.
And departure Guitarro 1572 with you off of Naples through 6,000.
Good evening, Guitarro 1572, radar contact, climb flight level 180.
Okay, out of 6,900 for flight level 180, Guitarro 1572.
Alpine 58 Juliet Zulu, fly direct to Onsa, Papa November Zulu, Vivar.
Direct Papa November Juliet Alpha.
Oh, what the heck is transition now? Oh, there they are. Wonder why VAT radar doesn't have them up. Interesting. I was going to say to trust this, but no, I'm not going to trust it anymore.
United 9664, continue descend 7,000 feet, QNH 1010.
Descent 7,000, QNH 1010, United 964.
Alpine 58 Juliet Zulu, monitor Unicom 122.8 and bye-bye.
22.8 to
All right. So we're on our way. We need to get down here, make sure first flaps are indeed up. Spoilers unarmed. And away we go. Huh. Really interesting that it doesn't show approach here. Huh. Thank goodness VATSIM is. All right. Well, we're through 15,000. We're climbing up to 18, soon 37,000 feet. And we're headed to Strasbourg where it's raining. Ah. Maybe Africa will see dries. Who knows? That's our next flight. Hope you all have enjoyed. It's wow. Tower came up and then turned us to Unicom, and as soon as wheels were up, boing, approach came on. So, oh well. Hey, that's fine. And
ITAR 1572, monitor Unicom 122.8 and bye-bye.
all right, over to Unicom 122.8. Have a great night. See ya.
See you.
All right, and with that, we are cleared to altitude. Until someone comes right up and says, we're center. Kind of seems to be the story of the day. So, all right, we're flying over a very hazy Italian evening as we head north. Yes, we are real time in Italy here. So, whatever it says on your watch, well, hopefully we're within an hour of that. And if anyone knows how to set to where it takes the daylight savings time setting here in the US, I would love it. It was in X-Plane 11. Now I have to remember. So in X-Plane 12 to do it every flight. But hey, we're on our way. 19,000 for 37, and hope y'all enjoy the ride to Strasbourg as we kind of recant this year's Amazing Race. Now, this leg, when they went from Naples to the next challenges that awaited them in Strasbourg, they went via Frankfurt and then by train to Strasbourg. We're going straight. Sorry, amazing race crew, we're going direct. Should have found my plane. We're going direct. Then you guys might have got there before him. That was part of it when they could find and beat them by airlines and all. If they knew them, they could really bank on it. Oh, great show if you get a chance to watch it, The Amazing Race. By the way, I get paid nothing to plug them. I just like the show. But if The Amazing Race is listening, I'm always open. But anyway, we're having a blast on this. We've done all the legs but one. We did not do the LA to Hong Kong. However, we are planning, once we do this leg into Strasbourg, we got one more. And then from there, we head to Miami. That's all I'm going to give away where the next one is after this. But we're going to do it. This one will go via Frankfurt, and we'll take a classic down there. So that's coming up, hopefully this month, maybe next month. We're just taking our time with it. When we need a flight, this is a good thing to pull. Just like the African tour. I know a lot of you don't get into flying in Africa. I actually enjoy it. It's kind of nice, especially South Africa, obviously. But even in like what we're going to be doing, Botswana to Etswani, I don't even know how to pronounce it. It's a short hop. We got one more super long run of 18 or 1900 miles to do after that one. And then they pretty well work into our normal flight schedule. But I just like flying Africa for some reason. It's just a fun, they're fun airports you've never heard of other than maybe Entebbe or Nairobi, Lagos, and airports of that nature. Casablanca, Cairo. But then we get into some that, what? Where? Like these two. What? And they're fun to fly to and fun, especially if we get a controller. We had one, oh my gosh, did we have a thunderstorm cell over us? Oh my gosh, I had to do a go around. I couldn't even find a runway, even on the go. So this time he really got us in a fully established, great run. Just love flying down there. South Africa is fun. I have yet to do so far Johannesburg to Cape Town. If I did, I have forgotten. And I am planning to do that one here outside the tour. So just a lot of fun down in South Africa, so, and anywhere in Africa for that matter. And if you want to fly bush, yeah, there's your bush flying. Get out there to those remote villages, remote areas, and you're it. There's supplies. So that's what's on tap next. So enjoy the flight. We got about an hour to go to Strasbourg. Oh, you'll know we're there. You'll be seeing rain and all that good stuff. Figured we need to get outside and take a look at the scenery. I think I finally got the call sign down. Itaro. I like that. Very close to Italia, which was the airline of Italy. Don't know what happened to it. Off that way in the distance is the Rome. just I actually like flying Rome or in Italy as well. Just kind of neat. Let's get those wing lights off, and we'll try to remember the seatbelts. But yeah, we're on our way. An hour to go, and we'll be in Strasbourg. We'll be flying over the Alps. Actually, I think I think we are very close. Kind of close to Zurich, but we're still a lot closer to the, I think, German. Oh, wait. Oh, wow. We're up by Baden and Stuttgart and all of that. Oh, wow. Okay. Thought I saw Zurich in the mix too, but wow. I just love learning the areas we're going to. Again, in the show, they went to Frankfurt and then trained down. If I was on a train simulator and could train it, I would. I'm not. All right, so now we're making the turn towards, um, I'm going to call it Germany, but I really don't know. So enjoy the flight. Oops, sorry about that, folks. All right, so we're on and headed to Strasbourg. Currently looking at the location. Yeah, we're pretty much out there in the distance is Rome. Maybe a little behind the wing, but yeah, that's Rome. And then we're going to work our way up here through the Central Valley area and into, oh, we're going to run into, no, we're not. No centers as of yet. They're all approaches. Hang on a second. Okay, so enjoy the flight. By the way, if you're new to the channel, we'd love for you to smash that follow button. Let you get an email letting you know when we go live. And we try to go live Sunday, Monday, Friday. Sometimes Saturday evening, and sometimes Thursday evening. Actually, evenings in between those dates I just gave, they're pretty dictative of how work went. I cleaned floors. And if I am just wiped out, we're definitely not going to get on stream and wipe you all out. We're here to relax, enjoy, yes, but I don't want to put you to sleep because I'm asleep. So anyway, but yeah, that's our main schedules. Sundays, we really try to get a flight in. Mondays, we might try to get 2 in. Fridays, same thing. But in between all of that, we try to put some flights up. So glad to have you aboard. If you're watching us on YouTube when we get this posted here later, thank you. And we'd love for you to hit that subscribe button so you'll get an email letting you know when the next video or short drops. Currently, like I said, over Italy, headed to France, or as one of the great movies here in the States called Stripes, Int'l, was Hulka's use of the word, Int'l. Welcome to Int'l. All right, we're on our way. About 55 or so minutes away. Hope you enjoy. We're at cruise. Seatbelts are off. Again, like all Toliss products, a really well done cabin. Um, I don't find many problems with it. All right, so enjoy the flight, enjoy the ride. Hope all is well with you. Those of you that live in the States, I hope you found time to enjoy the 4th. And I enjoyed it, even though I was indoors. No bug bites, no none of this, that, or the others. But had to babysit a 145-pound doggy. Doesn't like loud noises. Yeah, like many dogs. So nothing, nothing unusual there. And then there's some dogs that just love it, love it, love it. Okay, folks, just doing some behind the scenes stuff work. We had an aircraft pass by us not long ago. Kind of get a better view of what we're flying over. Oh, wait. Thought we had something out there. All right, let's see. Who passed us? TVP 7533. Headed up to Poland. So, still really no centers in it. Yeah, I'm not even showing any up ahead. Yeah, there are none currently in our flight path. However, a lot of rain coming. All right, I hope y'all are enjoying as we fly across over to Strasbourg. We're still over Italy. Got about 45 minutes or so to go. And Idaro 1572 is on its way. As the weather forebodes what's ahead, these clouds are only but a fraction of what's coming. We got a lot of rain up in the Strasbourg area, so we're going to enjoy taking this. It'Alro 1572. All right. We're a mere 40 minutes out of Strasbourg. I hope you've enjoyed so far. Granted, it would be a little bit more, but Looks like they're asking questions up there about Munich. No, actually, no, they're not. So we're going to keep just plugging away. You can start to see a little bit more of the Alps up ahead. Now, the indication here, equal time point. kind of give you an idea what we have ahead of us. All right, so there you have it, what we are looking at in front of the aircraft. As we begin to head into the Alps. All right. Just doing some stuff in the background, trying to do a little learning. And we have got some phenomenal scenery here. Um, all right. Let's just see how it looks. All right, so yeah, the weather is beginning to get a bit on the frightful side. It looks still snow-capped. Wow. All right, we're over the Alps. Let's see what we got for top of descent. And about 116 miles. And guess what? We missed both steps. Oh, this is the tough one. Hang on. All right, we may be talking to Munich here shortly. All right, we're getting back into it. We put some shorts out there, and hope you enjoy them. Oh, I see why Zurich, I thought. Okay. All right, so we're headed to LFST. We'll kind of work our way. We'll start our descent in Munich and end up on final there. Real quick, okay. Repositioning something. Ooh. Oh, I forgot to get rid of it. That's why it did that. My bad. Okay, we got charts up, so while we have them up, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the weather here. Okay, so you can see, oh, now we should be getting pinged here. But anyway, we'll go as long as we can. All right, let's take a look at this arrival. Doesn't even give us altitudes. Oh, wow. Hey, Shampoo Flyer, how are you? Awesome, sir. I'm glad to hear you're pursuing the flight school. Congrats, congrats. Hope they take you in and teach you all the things not to do. Oh, wait, to do. Well, congrats there, Shampoo. Shampoo saying he applied for flight school. All right, so as I look at this chart, we're going to come into LUPEN, flying up to Savarin. Don't look at me to know how to pronounce this stuff. And then we enter our ILS. Hang on, it keeps being really not nice. All right, hang on. Oh, hang on. All right, let me work with it over here. There we go. All right. Diamond 32. And I'm just guessing on the number. A Cessna 172. You're not flying to Concorde, that I know. The Piper Arrow or Piper Warrior, one of the two? Well, they're both PA-28s, so I'm assuming a Warrior or 140, one of the two. All right, so LUPEN, Strasbourg, Severin, and then we go to, this is much better to read. Sorry, folks. Initial, and then we go out to 14.6, hook around, grab the localizer, and come in. Current weather, where we're headed. Icky. That is a meteorological term. Icky. Currently overcast at 8,600 feet, so we're good there. Looking for visibility, unlimited. That's good. And currently 280 at 7. We could see temporarily 4,000 thunderstorms and 280 at 15. So weather looks pretty decent. 6 minutes ago that came out. All right. Now, the cool thing is the ILS, the frequency, and the course are all put in for you by the FMC, unlike yesterday where we had to do it all. And the Boeing 737 next generation aircraft. All right, we are close to top of descent. And let's get over, well, first off, let me just pull it up. Okay, they're saying one thing. What do we got here as of 16:30? So they don't have the latest greatest yet. Okay, that's cool. 280 at 11, right? Oh, 7. Okay. Temperature, where is it? 17. And altimeter 1008. Okay, landing weight estimating in at 138.4. Okay, we'll be full flaps, air conditioning on, that's fine. And let's go medium on the brakes, hit it. All right, so we're gonna have just about 3,000 feet of runway to get left once we stop. And cool, everything looks good. We approach 134. Go over here to perf. Hang on. Next phase. QNH, we said 1007. 1008. $17. And we got a 280 diagonal Zeben. And for this approach, oh, I thought we were on the ILS. $200. All right, top of descent is pretty much right about now. Bear with me, nobody's pinged me. That's what's been kind of funny. Where am I here? Let's go ahead. 134.150. Gotta be within theirs. Munich radar, Italo 1572 with you, flight level 370, close to top of descent.
1572, slow, now you're leaving Naples, so you can remain on Unicom, bye-bye.
Could you repeat for Itaro 1572?
You're leaving Naples at the moment, so you can remain on Unicom 122, assimilate.
Copy, over, back over to Unicom. Thank you, sir. Taro 1572. Sorry, the music was just killing me, folks. Sorry. Back to Unicom. Now, who's next will be the next one. Let's get ourselves ready for descent. Oh, there is nobody. Kind of curious how this one is set up for descending. I guess we're gonna go on down to, well, let's see. Nothing. Really nothing. So minimum 6,500, 5,000. Okay, I'm gonna kill the music. That was tough to hear, some of these guys. All right, so we're beginning our descent. We're headed into Strasbourg, as you can see up there. We'll get in a little closer and we'll start our checks. All right, however, we do need... Okay. All right, back to flight plan. So we've got the arrival, the performance in, the winds updated, we're descending, and if need be, we'll use speed brakes to descend. We should be seeing it steepening, and we are. We're approaching where we're at, where we start our descent harder. And Okay, so we're about there to Strasbourg. Okay, so we're beginning our approach into Strasbourg. Oh, we're a little above the projected glide path. It looks like, hang on, I need to be... $3,500. Okay, now we're looking pretty good. Let me look at this one more time. Still looking on track to where we need to be. All right, so we're getting close here. We'll be putting the speed brakes out again here. Let me just grab my transition level. That'll be 7,000. All right. No simulator sounds. Okay. Should have them now. Actually, there aren't many when I'm inside. Brown over blue. Hopefully you have some sound now. Okay, yeah, there's really not going to be a whole lot. I've actually turned mine down. I need to bring it back up. I had a hard time hearing that controller. All right, and boy, this makes me nervous how high we are. Very nervous indeed. Looks like we should hit it, though, at the right altitude. All right, let's get LS on. Constraints. Okay, got the right frequency. Let me double check. Coming in on STZ 109.55. All right, looked like Sim Toolkit had locked up, so we're bringing it back up. Okay, we're set. All right, we're coming over SAV. Gonna be making that turn now towards what for 14.6 miles outbound. Maximum speed now 220. Actually now, oh, that's for the hold. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead take over speed. did turn the radar on. Yes, I did. Okay. Okay, I'm not as nervous anymore. We're down at a more comfortable altitude, continuing. I don't think this is how I would have been descended with ATC, but we'll keep chugging away here. Okay, so here we go. Oh, wow, we are right on the German border. Wow. Okay, folks, we are just about to intercept the localizer and begin our run. Actually, I do not think that's the airport straight ahead because we got to make a pretty significant turn here. Not significant, but about a 30-degree turn. Okay, 134. Okay, glide slope localizer, Strasbourg traffic, Etero 1572. We are approximately 9 miles out on the ILS for runway 23. All right, now we got all our checks done. We'll get back to flying the aircraft. Okay, gear 3 green, brakes set to medium, spoilers armed, cabin ready, pilot kinda sorta ready. Showing wind at 312.10, so that's why we're coming in a little wonky looking here because of that wind. Okay. Cleared to land 2-3, gear down, flaps full, spoilers armed. Landing. Stabilized and landing.
100 above. 200. Minimum. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. 10. 5.
Spray looks pretty good off the runway. That's something new. Or maybe I just saw it and took... Like I said, maybe I took it for something different. But yeah, that looked pretty good. Let's get up here. Roger, taxi to the ramp. Itaro 1572. Yeah, just shy of 2 hours. I hope y'all enjoyed that. I sure did. Taro. All right, brakes are set. All right, welcome to Strasbourg. For this leg that the Amazing Race flew or went to and did a lot of neat stuff in here. It was a neat little country here, or neat little area of France they were in. Hang on a second. Let's go through the shutdown here. Put the bleed air on. Okay. Wonder what that was. I heard the noise, but I don't know what I did. Parking brakes prefer chocks, of course. Oh, I know what it is. Okay, I think we're in a position where we can now. All right, let's talk flight. That was the pirate filing, that noise we heard. If you heard it, I know I did. I actually don't know how we did on this landing yet. How about 358 feet a minute? Okay, we'll take it. All right, and our next flight is showing. All right, let's get outside here. You can watch as the brigade comes in. Wasn't sure if we had jetways or not. So I had to get in there real quick and set things up. All right. So there it is, the Itaro ITA Airways in at Strasbourg. And like I said, the Amazing Race had this leg and then another leg before the final in Miami. That's as much as you're going to get out of me from here. I try to keep it that way, kind of like the show does, just because it's kind of fun. People don't know where our next stop will be after this. Now, I will say the next stop, when we're ready to go to Miami, we will trek to Frankfurt and then take a classic back to Miami and round out this little tour I do personally. I love doing this every year or every time the show is on. I try to. I would love to say I keep up with it, but no way. Just no way to keep up with it. Because, I mean, some of these legs that we would have done here would have been 6, 7 hours of flight time. And no, thank you. Streaming that is hard. Yeah, just not smart unless you're doing like across the pond, a once in a while thing. But anyway, I digress. Okay, so as you heard, we with the airline got a pretty good landing number. Let's take a look at Elevatech, our first one here, and see how we did. Yeah, it's still nasty here. Although we're in the middle of the calm before the last round of storms, it looks like. So by morning, hopefully it'll be better here. All right, looking at the flight 354, landed at 128 knots. That's about right at 1.4 Gs. I'll take it. Great run. That's all you learn from it. And for many of you, that's all you care about. And I get it. Hey, power to you. I, on the other hand, I like to try to learn so I can try and make it better. I told you the whole way down, I thought we were high and not on the approach, but onto the runway. I'm talking the approach into the area. So it all worked out. That's all that matters. We ended up right in the groove for the glide slope. So, hey, that's, great. It just, I think I was just a little fast. But we made it in here. Let's look at Sim Toolkit, who's up here right now. 351 at 127. So the magic numbers are all across the board. Perfect. But let's see how we can dig in. Remember, we had a crosswind coming in. 310, I think it was 8 to 10. So let's see how that reflected if I turned any to the right. Okay, let's view the details. 2-hour flight, 540 miles, 3,700 kilograms of fuel. And these numbers we already know from Elevatec. If you had Volanta, that's as far as you would get. However, where did I land on the runway? That's when you start really, many just care, oh, I actually landed on the runway. I shoot for the center line. So in Europe, things are slightly different. As you can tell, up at the top, we landed at 2,264 feet down the runway. Now, normally these hashes are 500 feet apart. This is at the 1,500 foot, 2,000. No, I guess maybe right. I don't know. But anyway, it kind of helps guide you in how much runway you have versus, and then at the other end, how much you have left. So, but we landed 4 feet off the center line. That is a good landing. Top it off with our pitch at 5. Good. We had the nose up. The ideal is 226. We were pointed 229. So we were compensating with a little bit of a slip there at the end, which you're supposed to gently do to bring her in with a crosswind, and not bad. Overall numbers look good, and that's why I like Sim Toolkit. A lot of people ask me, why do you prefer Sim Toolkit? Right there, all of that extra knowledge gained. You can then go, okay, so now I know why that didn't work, or why. Now, the hard part is, let's just say on takeoff, you blew an engine, come back around and land. Now you're facing a heavy landing. Now get ready to float. And you have to compensate for that. So you're going to, work your aircraft in. You may have to kind of help shove it to the ground so you can get her stopped in time. But overall, that was a great flight. Great weather here in the front range of the Alps, French Alps here. Well, actually, hang on a second. Let me see here. Out in the distance there is that river, if you remember, coming in. On the other side's Germany. So, welcome to Strasbourg. I did not realize how close to Germany. I thought they were closer to Paris. But anyway, that was a great flight. Now, YouTube, I'm going to say goodbye. Thank you so much. Hit that subscribe, like button if you liked it. We really had a blast. Twitch, I'm going to ask you to hang around a little bit. We're going to reset for our next flight down in Africa. And I hope you all stick around and enjoy. YouTube, there'll be a second video for that, I hope, if I don't screw that up. and for the African tour from Millennium. And I really hope y'all had a fun time on it there on YouTube when you get to watch it later today or tomorrow. And we'll see you on the next video. God bless you all. Have a great day. Again, Twitch, hang out with me for a little bit. We're going to set up the next flight.